Then on Sports Central, we go over an NFL game preview and prediction on the 2022 wildcard round matchup between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Philadelphia Eagles. Both teams have had good seasons to this point. And of course, you got the Buccaneers, the defending Super Bowl champions, going for yet another playoff run. They're facing off against the Eagles. Philadelphia, they have shown some promise at times, but they're certainly going to have a tough challenge here coming up in the wild card. We'll be going over a full game preview and prediction on this matchup here today, starting out with your team trends. Buccaneers beat the Carolina Panthers 41-17 in Week 18. So yeah, huge win to finish out the season there for the Bucs, clinching the number 2 seed in the NFC, which was huge. Originally, it's supposed to be the Rams. The Rams are number 2 heading into Week 18, but they lost, giving the Bucs the opportunity to get up to number 2, which is huge. Obviously, potentially getting a home game in the playoffs. So yeah, for the Bucs, that's huge for them. And considering this team has got a pretty good home field advantage, I would say the Bucs definitely have got definitely a big advantage there. But they're 13-4 heading into this matchup, 3-game winning streak as well. And as for Philly, lost to Dallas 26-51. Then again, this team was sitting a lot of their starters, so that game you can't really take too much out of. But Eagles are 9-8 heading into this matchup with a 1-game losing streak. It'll be on Sunday, January 16th in Tampa, Florida. Kickoff time 1 p.m. Eastern. So the Bucs are the home team here, and they're favored by a decent amount for this game here. Currently 8 points is the current spread towards Tampa. Over/under is 46, and your FPI is going with Tampa. You're 77.4%. So Bucs are significantly favored in this matchup, which is pretty reasonable. I mean, Tom Brady, of course, it's hard to go against him when he gets into the playoffs, and we've seen him have so much success and winning so many Super Bowls. I mean, it's so tough picking against Tom Brady because of that. I mean, you can never count against him, but I mean, obviously it's very tough to if you do so. But the FPI, I mean, it makes sense. Bucs are heavily favored for this matchup. Series history, it's actually tied 10-10, but Tampa has won the last 3 matchups, and in your last 5, Tampa leads at 3-2. Some recent matchups: Bucs beat the Panthers 41-17, beat the Jets as well 28-24. Blew out the Panthers 32-6 back on December 26th. So they actually played Carolina twice in the last 3 games. The loss to the Saints there 9-0. That was quite a game there. I mean, that's an insane matchup, seeing the Saints winning that game with only 9 points. The Saints offense just was not very good this season, but the Bucs, I mean, I'm not sure what happened in that game. I assume that Tampa, I mean, it's a good thing they're not playing New Orleans in the playoffs, because I mean, this team has struggled quite a bit against the Saints in the past year. Good thing is for them is they didn't lose to them in the playoffs last year. Bucs actually beat them in the divisional round, but nonetheless, the Saints are out of the playoffs. But yeah, for the Eagles here, of course, you lost to the Cowboys 26-51. But if you look before that, this team played pretty well down the stretch, won 4 straight heading into that Dallas game to finish out the year. Beat Washington 20-16, beat the Giants 34-10, beat Washington 27-17 at home, and then beat the Jets as well 33-18. So overall, not a bad season for both these teams. I mean, for the Eagles, of course, looked like, I mean, they were kind of a playoff dark horse all season long. They started out the year with a 2-5 record. This team was 2-5 heading into late October, but this team flipped the script, and they've played pretty well over the course of the last couple of months of action. And if you look at their scores here, they've actually won 6. They won 6 of their last 8. So certainly the Eagles have got some good momentum heading into this matchup. Some key points: Bucs, hard to go against Tom Brady. Once again, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. It's tough to pick against Tom Brady. And the thing is about the Bucs here that is slightly different than last season, though, is this team is dealing with a significant amount of injuries. Of course, the most notable is Chris Godwin. He is out for the season, and so I mean that's going to be huge for the Bucs. And he's the lead receiver on this team, and for Tom Brady, he's his top weapon. But the Bucs still have got several other weapons to work with. You got Mike Evans, of course, who's still around. Gronk is still around. Leonard Fournette's been injured as well, so we'll see how he does into the future here. But I mean, there's a lot at play here, and there's a lot to definitely keep an eye on here for the Bucs moving forward, because I mean the injuries are certainly going to be a big impact as we get into the playoffs. So I don't think it's going to be quite as easy this time around, even though the Bucs have got a higher seed this playoffs around versus last year. They were the 5 seed. I just don't think it's going to be quite as easy, especially considering all the injuries that the Bucs do have. But I mean, they do have an outstanding home field advantage. They've got that going for them. That is definitely going to be a huge impact moving forward. But for Philly, they have improved over the course of the season. There's no doubt about that. Once again, as I said before, this team started the season 2-5 through their first 7 games. So this team it looked like they were lost, but they barely snuck into that 7th seed to finish out the year. So credit to them. Jalen Hurts, he has shown his potential. He's actually had a pretty good season, I would say. 3,100 yards and 16 touchdowns, 9 picks. So, I mean, he doesn't have outstanding stats, but, I mean, he's gotten it done for the Eagles, and he definitely shows potential that he could be a huge impact player moving forward and potentially one of the better quarterbacks in the NFC, potentially in the future as well. So watch out for Jalen Hurts. But, I mean, this team is going to have to play an excellent game defensively if they want to get the win here. Obviously, going up against Tom Brady and this offense in the playoffs, it's going to be tough. And going on the road, you're going to have to start fast and defensively keep on going all the way until the very end. That being said, let's get to the prediction here for Bucs and Eagles in the wild card round coming up on Sunday. I'm going to go Tampa here. 24-20 is my predicted final score. I just feel like the Bucs here, it's so tough to go against Tom Brady in any game, and considering this is a playoff game in the wild card round, I mean, just a tough matchup for the Philadelphia Eagles, and I feel like in the end the Bucs just the better team, even though, I mean, despite all the injuries and stuff, I feel like Bucs are still very much built for a deep playoff run, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them in the conference championship later on. But the Eagles here, I mean, Eagles are a good football team. They managed to get up to that number 7 spot in the NFC, but in the end, Bucs are just the better team. I do expect it to be closer than the spread expects. The spread's going 8.5 points towards Tampa as of right now. So I do expect the Eagles to cover the spread, but in the end, the Bucs, I do think the Bucs that they're going to lead this game for the majority of the time, but Eagles are going to hang around. They're going to give themselves a chance to win, but once again, Bucs are the better team. They get the win 24-20. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below on this game, and I appreciate you guys all watching. As always, stay tuned for more from All Sports Central. Catch you on the next one.